All TIs. I think I just figured something out. I didn't think this would work, but it seems to have worked. I had my mobile phone. Okay, so what happened was I went out. I'm going for a walk, and I'm not even going to show where I'm walking to give the person an easier job. But I went out with my phone Sorry, no, I didn't go out with my phone first. Then I saw this, you know, the truck that had, well, 4x4 that had 666 hour on. I saw that again, so I went into my flat. They must have known I was going for my phone, so they got rid of the truck as soon as I got back. But I went out with my phone on, and I saw one brake light. Now, I just had a brainwave. Well, it's not high tech. Any of you can do this. But, yeah, you can, if you've got a basic phone, like one of those old Nokias or something basic, not a smartphone, I wouldn't recommend any TI get a smartphone because they can track the battery. And how I know this is because I have a Samsung S3, right? And I've took the battery out on numerous occasions, and it doesn't seem to have stopped them being able to track it. And I saw, I think, a video where I think it was a picture where someone had peeled off the Samsung batteries, and there was a tracker inside, there was a chip inside the battery. So you can't, I don't know what it is, whether it's GPS or whatever, but there's some kind of tracking chip in the Samsung batteries. It's probably in all the smartphones. Now I've got an old Nokia here. I just took the SIM card out. I've got it running without the SIM card. Now without the SIM card in, it can't connect to any network, so I've basically got an untraceable phone. Obviously I can't receive messages, but I'm thinking if you just want to film and shit, then, or you just want a phone. So I've got it out for filming, so I can zoom in on this phone. The quality is not as good as my Samsung, but I can zoom in on this one. So I liked it, but as soon as I took the SIM card out, I seem to have lost them. Usually I get one brake lights and everything where I'm going, and I got it from the instant I left. But I've noticed that they've not been able to track me like they have with the Samsung. So like with the Samsung, the battery out, they've been able to track me, even with the battery out. So they'll probably resort to more basic methods of tracking now, but obviously it's not going to be as easy now that they can't track me. So I think that just proves one thing. I think they were trying to make me think I had a chip in me, because I was getting kind of paranoid, because I was thinking, how are they tracking me with the battery out of the phone, out of my smartphone? So I'm thinking, have they got a chip or something, or are they using satellites to track me? But I just want to let you know that they can track your smartphone without the battery in it. Definitely the Samsung line of smartphones, the batteries have got trackers in. So I found that out through experience, but it's a secret that they probably don't want people knowing. So got a nice little river here. So one thing about Sheffield is you're never far from the countryside, even in the city. It's one thing I do like about it. But yeah, as I was saying, I think I'm 90% sure that they can track the batteries. And it makes sense logically, because criminals or whatever, in their eyes I guess, were all terrorists, would take the battery out of the phone and think it's safe. So they probably went to Samsung and or other phones and said, can you put a tracker in? And they probably paid them to do it. And probably if they let knowledge of this out, then, you know, someone's going to get sued or, you know, arrested. But I want you, all you TIs, to know that all your smartphones most probably have got this tracker in the batteries. So I would recommend you ditch your smartphone and get an old-fashioned style phone. It's like an old Nokia. The thing is though, this phone's from around 2008, so I don't know if the new standard phones, the batteries have these trackers in. I don't know, but definitely the smartphones do. So go by experience. If you've got a phone and they seem to be able to track you, you know, without the battery in, then you probably got this thing in. As long as the battery's got a charge, this thing's probably transmitting. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but I have noticed they've not been able to target me like they usually have with this phone with the SIM out. And I can still record with it, which is all I want it for. But this is the thing, man. They'll be putting chips in everything, so it may get to the point in the future where even these phones have chips in. But if you can, get yourself a phone from before 2008, 2007-ish, like an old-fashioned style phone, like a basic Nokia, and it seems they don't have the chips in. I mean, this is just early days, but I'm going to keep it on and see if I get found. Of course, it could be I get found because, well, I've got kind of recognisable shit on. I've got a camouflage top on, so it's not going to be difficult if they're looking on the roads. But I seem to have been able to ditch them for a bit. So also, I want to let you know that you can be tracked. Well, I'm sure you know anyway. You can be tracked with your cards, your debit cards, or your whatever. You know what I mean? Debit cards, etc., etc. You can be tracked with. But for now, I seem to have given them slip for about 10 or 15 minutes, which is a long time, really. I can only usually give them, before I could only give them slip for about 5 minutes. But I seem to have given them the slip for a long time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to know this is a good bit of advice. So I'm covering the camera. Well, it doesn't really matter because obviously I'm not filming, I'm just recording my voice. But yeah, I think it's a good idea anyway. So I'm going to end this now. And, yeah.